Reports have emerged in Mahikeng that an orphanage has now been occupied by senior government officials whilst homeless children continue roaming the streets. It's alleged that some of the current occupants of that orphanage are officials from the Social Development Department. Watching the story is SABC News reporter Tebogo Phakedi, who joins us now live from Mahikeng. And Tebogo, tell us a bit more about what we're learning about this particular institution.
Good morning to you, Ayanda, and of course to the viewers. We are coming to you from Goal View. This is in Mahikeng, where the building behind me used to be Mahikeng Child and Youth Center. If my colleague Mzwaki Chabalala can pen, we understand, as it has been alleged, that it has now been occupied by senior officials from the Department of Social Development, as well as ANC members in the province, top officials. Those are some of the allegations we are receiving. I can tell you that this building has security. We see it's a 24-hour security armed response, of course. This building used to house orphans, young children, if I can say, Ayanda. We understand that in 2003, they were then moved to another building where more than 53 million was spent to build that building. The reason for that being that some were saying the standard of this building is not that of an orphanage, therefore they should be moved. But I just want us to unpack this more further with one of the social activists, that is Tato Molosangwa here in Mahikeng. Tato, thank you so much for your time. You raised an alarm about these buildings that are not used. This one used to be an orphanage, but as you are saying, children are now roaming the streets, in using drugs, some abused at this point, not housed.
Yeah, this is sad, this is painful. I was tipped of this place by reliable sources within the department. Reasons being that they are heartbroken as social workers to see children suffering in the streets, and a house that was bought for them in the year around the year 2000. It is now occupied by top officials within a government, a Department of Social Development, and also there are allegations that there are top ANC officials here, including some prominent ANC members. Reasons for removing these kids, it was said that the standard of this place is too high to be an orphanage. I don't know if they want children to be staying in a hall or what, but the purpose for buying this place was inherited from Buputatswan. It's one of the houses built during Buputatswan. But Mahikeng Child and Youth Center was in Mooifontein. Then, after around the year 2000, the department decided to transfer this house to Public Works so that it must house destitute children from broken families, children who are affected by sexual violence, abuse, and so forth. Then they only stayed here around, I think, 3 years. From there, they were removed to another place called Ikatisong, and that Ikatisong later caught fire, and then children were taken to different places, still not back to their place. Then there was a new building. They were building another Mahikeng. Remember this building? It's Mahikeng Child and Youth Center. Yeah. Then they spent around more than 50 million to build another one in Extension 38, Smarties. Then it was certified unsafe for children. Then children are back in the streets. These children are subjected to abuse, to violence every day. Here are top officials staying comfortable, having physical guards, security guards looking after them. They stay comfortably here with their families. You can see expensive cars here. these are the people with money. And there are allegations that they pay from 150 rand to 1,000 rand. So no one is telling us exactly how much actually are they paying to be staying here, to be having physical security company looking after them at the expense of government taxes.
Yeah,
people's taxes.
Quite detailed, Tato. Let us paint a picture of the state that these children are now subjected to. They are on the street. Some of them were babies when they were living. They are now adults. You spoke to them, and we will, of course, also go and search for those kids. But paint that picture for us.
I live with those kids through Molosankwe Foundation. In the past, I raised this issue with government. It did not take me serious. I confronted a businessman around here, Suleiman Karim. Suleiman Karim bought a car so that I can travel with these kids to look after them. He was sponsoring everything, their food, and so that I can know their homes. We were just trying to give them dignified life. And we won. Me and Suleiman Karim, we won. Then one day I took these kids, put them in the car that was sponsored by Suleiman Karim. I took these kids and I gave them boards to protest at around Premier's office at Haruna building. Within 30 minutes, we were surrounded by social workers, police, everyone saying to me, Tato, okay, we understand you've been talking to us about these kids getting abused in the streets. Now, let's go and talk. I took the kids, put them back in the car, took the boats, and they took us to Bosasa. That Bosasa, then the social workers did their work now. They have to go to the families of these kids, and the kids were kept there for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, these kids were placed in different towns like Klerksdorp, Potch, Breds, where they are functioning a place of safety for children. Not bringing them here. Remember, this is their place, Wikahong Child and Youth Center, taking them to other provinces. Then it happened that these kids must come back during holidays. When they came back during holidays, then they were supposed to go back. There was a fight between the MEC and the HOD, and there was no money. Now these kids are in the streets. That is 6 years later. They are subjected to abuse, to rape, to violence. Some now even have children now. You saw on my Facebook that one child has a child, and that child is 1 year old, and they are staying together. And there's a hotel around where these kids roam. And there are security officers who inform me that, Tato, some older men pick up these girls, put them in that guest house, and use them sexually.
Just briefly, you were saying you'll be sending a memorandum of, concerns to the Premier's office. Just unpack that for us briefly.
Members of the community, taxis association, and all business people, because these kids are living in the streets, and taxis drivers are helping them. They ask food from business people every day. Now, this is what we are going to do. Tomorrow, we will be marching to Premier's office with these kids. These kids will be marching to Premier's office, demanding their place back. This is their place. They will be demanding their place back. Then we will give the Premier only 7 days to remove these people. If the Premier does not remove these people within 7 days, these kids will come and camp here. We will sleep here with these kids, and then we will ask donations of food and everything so that these kids are restored back. These people are afford. They get paid, they work. They must go and get proper places for themselves.
Thank you so much. That is Tato Molosankwe, a social activist here in Mahikeng. Intricacies of homelessness here in Mahikeng, Ayanda, as you have heard from Tato, that this building used to be a center for the orphanage, those from destitute families, those that were abused. Some of them are even disabled. some of them, we understand, are still roaming the street as we speak. We will try to see if we can be able to trace them. We also have an anonymous who will later talk to us. She was managing this building at the time, we understand, and was fired once the moment she then raised an alarm, a concern that these children should not be moved, but was not listened to. Those are just some of the people we will talk to, as well as the Department of Social Development, because it has been a concern here in Mahikeng. They are now subjected to substance abuse, among others, as Tato has already alluded to.